Present the views of the advertisers, management, staff, or ownership of WCTC.
No time to call Jersey Central? Join the conversation online and be a part of WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It is 8:08. Welcome to hour number 3 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It's Bert. We'll do our contest coming up sometime between now and 8:30. Someone's going to win a $50 dining deal gift certificate to use at the Outpost Barbecue on Route 202 in Bridgewater. You'll have a chance to win that coming up very, very shortly. And we'll do our Need to Know Things coming up in just a little bit as well. Well, joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline to talk about the recently held world's largest swim lesson. And it's taken on a lot of importance. Seems like since the start of the summer this year, where unfortunately we've had some drownings at the Jersey Shore, and not a couple days goes by, then you hear about somebody having to be rescued, whether they're swimming in a pool or at the shore or whatever. And that's why this important swimming lesson, world's largest swim lesson, is about saving lives. So let's welcome in a member of the family, if you will, Judith Leblein, who was here to talk about the recent event and the importance of it. Good morning, Judith. How are you?
Well, good morning, Bert. Now, I'm watching you, handsome devil.
I'll give you a nice
WCTC AM.
Nice little wave of the camera there, just for you then, Judith. There you go. But this is really a critical thing. This was recently held, and this really gets global involvement when it comes to this big swimming lesson, right?
Well, another family that I'm involved in, I'm waving to you. Hi, Bert. How are you? Everybody should watch Bert. He's so handsome and so good at this. But I am very passionate about water safety, Bert. It's been something I was very blessed in having a dad that believed strongly that you should learn how to swim. And even though my mom could not swim, she never left us alone a minute. And that's part of the message that's coming from the World Water Park Association. I'm honored to be a member of that group. And each year they hold the world's largest swim lesson. It was last Thursday, June 22nd. And around the world on the same day, more than 100,000 people, children in particular, had a swim lesson in New Jersey, and a free swim lesson at that. In New Jersey, there were 14 aquatic centers and water parks ranging from municipalities like the one that I work for as Director of Community Programs, the City of Summit, Cranford, Bernards, then some of our friends at the water park business, the Funplex locations, Breakwater Beach, Casino Pier. Everybody joined in to try to get this message out that swim lessons can save lives. And it's the number one cause of death in children under the age of 4 in the United States and globally under the age of 14, and it can be avoided. It can be avoided.
It's really remarkable.
And that's what the message is.
Why do you think so many kids, Judith, over the course of their lifetime, just never bother to take one swimming lesson or learn just some basic water survival skills? Why do you think that message isn't getting through to our young people?
Well, I think it's a couple things, Bert. The first, of course, is finances, and many kids cannot afford it, but the YMCAs, municipalities offer scholarships. You can get swim lessons, so it shouldn't be about financial need. But also, there's been a study that shows that if the parents don't swim, most likely the children don't swim. So we have to get the awareness to parents who aren't swimmers themselves that the children need swim lessons, and if not that, survival skills. And the most important thing, Bert, and I'm like an evangelist on this, life jackets. Life jackets save lives. And the Coast Guard will tell you it's rare that they find a dead man wearing a life jacket. So even if you're a great boater, even if you're a great swimmer, get those life jackets on everybody on your boat, or if you fish, or if you're near a lake or a stream, because anything could happen. It's not only about swimming skills. You could hit your head, you could fall overboard, you could get hurt, and so those life jackets do save lives too, and those are important.
And another problem, Judith, that we've had a couple incidents of recently that have nothing to do with swimming ability or your prowess when it comes to being on the water. There have been people that unfortunately have found themselves being electrocuted while in water, and if you're incapacitated and you have no life jacket on, well, then it doesn't matter how good a swimmer you are.
Absolutely. And it keeps going back, Bert, to parental responsibility or personal responsibility. Before you go into a swimming pool or become a member of a pool, make sure that they've been inspected. Municipalities have dozens of inspections they have to pass. But some of the pools, condo pools, fitness pools, you have to really be careful. Look for their licenses. Make sure that they have been inspected by the local municipality. And where most accidents happen, Bert, is in backyard pools. And I know you won't be surprised by this, during pool parties, because everybody thinks someone else is watching their child. It's your job, parents, to watch your child. And sometimes at backyard pool parties, somebody has a cocktail. It's not enough to have one water watcher. You need to watch your children. There's a lot of responsibility there, and so often I've heard, well, I thought the baby was with mom. I thought the child was with dad. It's really important to always be vigilant, especially at these backyard parties.
Safety, Judith, if you could talk about when it comes to drains on pools and gates and having the proper fencing in place. These are all critical things in keeping people safe.
They're not only critical, they're required by law, Bert. So if you, let's say, you don't have a swimming pool, but your neighbor has a backyard swimming pool, I would go make friends with the neighbor, and I'd find out, do they have self-locking gates? That is imperative, that they have self-locking gates. They also should inspect their pools each year, because something could go wrong. A small short anywhere in their garden and their lighting could cause an electrocution. And the other thing is, never, no one, adult or child, never sit on a floor drain or a drain in a hot tub, because smaller pools have only one drain. And if you get on that drain and there's a malfunction, your child can drown or you can die. So don't let your children sit on drains. Pull up their hair if they have long hair. Don't let the hair get near a single drain. And my other real worry, Bert, we lost 2 little preschoolers last year in New Jersey to koi ponds. Koi ponds are not required to have fencing around them, but think about a toddler. They're top-heavy to start with. They want to bend over and look at those beautiful little fish. Next thing you know, they're upside down in a koi pond and can drown. So if your neighbor or you have a koi pond, treat it like a pool and protect kids from stumbling in and losing their lives just out of their basic curiosity.
Yeah, all good advice in keeping people safe over the course of the year. And as it remains still the leading cause of accidental death here in our country for kids between 1 and 4, it's not car accidents, it's drowning incidents, right, Judith?
Yes, it
Wow.
is, Bert. And, there are a few websites that you can go to. The World Water Park Association has great information on their website. Also, the world's largest swim lesson, WLSL.com, has great information. And the government has a really great site called Pool Safely. And you can download all the information you need. But just because there's a fence around a pool doesn't mean that gate is locked. Always watch your children. So you and I don't have to talk about these news issues about losing children anywhere in the country. And unfortunately in New Jersey, we've gotten off to a very bad start.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good one so far. The 2 little girls in Belmar kind of come to mind for me right away, and that's sort of what spurred having you back on, and of course with the swimming lesson too. And another thing that we want to leave people with, Judith, is this is something that you're never too old to take that first swim lesson, right? This is really for anybody to learn. Anybody can learn to swim.
Absolutely. And if the parent cares about swim lessons, they'll be more aware, and in turn the children. And, the other thing that happens at beginner swim lessons, Bert, you're taught, don't go in to help someone, throw something floatable, reach to them with a towel. In the case in Belmar, one little cousin went in to help the other. You really can only help by throwing a floatable, throwing something floats. And, Bert, please, wherever you can emphasize, the life jacket should be Coast Guard approved. That there's all these cheap knockoffs out there that change the balance on a child. Never put a baby in one of those baby tenders where the feet dangle below, and never put them just on a raft because rafts can fall. Look for a personal flotation device. Inside will be a label that says U.S. Coast Guard approved. These cute little puddle jumpers that everybody wears, they are now Coast Guard approved, but still look in for the label. But those swimmies, toss them out. No swimmies. Get a Coast Guard approved PFD, personal life jacket. And also, if you're a parent on a boat, if you wear them, the kids will wear them.
Yep,
Show an
right.
example.
You're right.
Show an example.
Very good life-saving information this morning from Judith Leblein. Judy, thank you for the time this morning, and we'll hear you again on WCTC very soon, I'm sure.
Well, hello to all of my friends and fans there at WCTC. I loved it, and it was a great part of my life. Thank you, Bert, and you are fabulous, by the way.
Oh, thank you,
Give me a
Judith.
wave, Bert. Give me a wave. I'm watching you on WCTC AM.
Here's another wave, and I got to learn from some of the best, including you, Judith, so
Oh,
I'm doing
kisses,
okay.
kisses, kisses to
All right.
everybody at 1450.
Have
Thank you, Bert.
Have a safe summer. We'll talk soon.